Jai Shri Krishna to all, and welcome to Path to Anandam Gita series. Freedom from pains and miseries to happiness, healthy and peaceful life, based on the 108 mantras and my question and God answers Bhagavad Gita. And pranam to Guruji, Hariharji Maharaj. I'm Satya Kalra, your host and founder of Path to Anandam. And with Swamiji's blessing, his guidance, the Path to Anandam was started. And spread the message of Bhagavad Gita to enhance the quality of life and how to deal with daily confusions, day-to-day confusions, miseries, issues. And he asked not just that preach the Gita only to the lay person, but go to the corporations, use as your counseling, use in the family, friends, wherever you can. So thank you very much, Guruji, for coming in my life and guiding me to write the books. And with your blessing, all the books on Amazon become #1 bestseller. So thank you to Lord Krishna, and thank you to all of you for joining and motivating and sending your wives so we can collectively learn from each other. Today, it is Series 19. We started from this January 1st. And learn to attain success and eternal happiness through karma, through karma yoga. It is based on Gita's verses chapter 3, 27 and 30. Because it is based on the ignorance, how ignorant we are in certain areas of our life. How could we become wise? Remove our ignorance. What makes us to act? How to perform our duty righteously? And of our action and practices, and of course, sankalpa. I am not ignorant anymore. I am wise. And tip of the day, meditation and question and answers. So let's start with our prayers, with very first sankalpa which we made in the series 1. I am not Dhritarashtra. I am Arjuna. That was our sankalpa 2, where Arjuna gives the reins of his life to Lord Krishna's hands and says, "Ab sop diya jivan ka sab bhar tumhare haathon mein." So we are here to work on this sankalpa, because this sankalpa comes every day in our life. So we have to remind ourselves, we are Arjuna. We are not Dhritarashtra, who complains, cries, had confusions, but Arjuna, who had the company of Lord Krishna, who helped him to eliminate all of his confusion. And he was listening so carefully. Then at the end, he tells him, Nashto moha smriti labda tvat prasadan maya yod. Sthito asmin gat sandeya karishye vachanam tam. So let's all pray to Lord Krishna that we could reach to that stage whenever we are confused and we are looking for your guidance. So let's humbly ask his guidance and surrender to him. Karpanni dosho pahte svabhava paschami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yachyasyani nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapanyam. My heart is overpowered by the weakness of pity. I have lost all of my composure and my mind is confused about my duty, dharma. I am requesting you to tell me what is definitely good for me, what is good for me, not what I am asking for. This is the main key point. I am your disciple. I surrender to you. Please guide me. So let's go through this blissful journey of self-purification, self-transformation, and uplift our conscious level and experience, attain that I am Satchit Ananda. As Swami Hariharji said, that Arjuna and his divine company, his teacher and Lord Krishna. Here Lord Krishna is a teacher, friend. From friend he became the teacher, and from teacher further he will become God for him. He will show him his Vishwarupa. So Arjuna is a student like us. We are sitting here as a student, seeking for his guidance. And Lord Krishna is guiding us through Bhagavad Gita. So as Hariharji Maharaj said, Gita is a step-by-step spiritual instruction manual to become wise through knowing your aptitude, your gunas, and work according to your aptitude, according to your swabhava. Thus, you will attain eternal happiness, peace, anandam, while living in this material world and beyond, not just in this maya, but ultimately we will experience who we are. We will reach our true being, true nature, that I am no different than God. I am Satchit Ananda. So Arjuna's confusion, whether he should just follow the meditation and just go the Gyan Marg and Sankhya Yoga and just learn about wisdom and just sit and meditate and practice. And Lord Krishna guides him that you are a Kshatriya, your duty, your dharma is to perform karma yoga, perform your action righteously. And he guides him with 7 steps, which I have spoken before, and we will continue to speak about it. But by his giving him this wisdom of Gita, he removes all of his layers of ignorance one by one and eventually takes him to essence of his life in the center, just like an onion, where he could experience that sweetness, that anandam within. So why and how to do karma yoga? Purpose, process, and benefits of selfless service. Because karma yoga is the foundation and the very first step to self-realization. Because jnana means I am wise. I am no different than God. Realizing that is not an easy process. It's a long way, long path. However, the karma yoga action is the easiest path. Why? Because we do the action all the time. And it helps us by working with others. It gives us more patience, understanding of each other, understanding about that particular action. And also it guides us, it tells us that in order to get the best result of our action, we should be connected with our soul. We should do it from our heart. Tan man dhan se karna hai. Do it with love and compassion. Then we will self-purify ourselves and remove our 5+2 enemies, where Lord Krishna explains from very beginning. Dhyayato vishyan punsa, sangashteshu upjayate, sangas sanjayate kama, kama krodho vijayate. Krodha bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhrama, smriti branshat buddhi nasha pranshati. 5+2 enemies, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankāra, worldly desires with our thoughts causes us. If we achieve it, we get more greedy, we want more. If we don't achieve it, we get angry. When we get angry, our intellect is destroyed. And when our intellect, our buddhi is destroyed, our current life, our future life, everything is down the drain. Our conscious level goes very low. We become extremely tamasic, ignorant, we don't know what we are doing. So today, we have been talking about self-purification, but today we are going to focus on the self-transformation. How to become wise and experience our true being, where there are some mentors, some examples, Karma Yogi, Swami Chidanandji, the head of the Paramatma-Niketan ashram in Rishikesh. He's a true example of Karma Yoga. But we do not have to be Swamis. We don't have to be Rishis. We don't have to be living in the ashrams. We could do these services in any form, anywhere. As you can see, we can do the farming, we can do the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, we can just give a smile to others. Whatever gives us the peace and comfort to us, and spread this message through our action to others. And of course, meditation, I always say meditation is very, very important part of it. And then we become the Karma Yogi, where we sit on the back of chariot and make Lord Krishna as our guiding light in our life. And the summary of the Karma Yoga starts with chapter 2, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan ma karma phal hetu bhurma sangas astu karmani. So focus on work, not just the fruit of work, not just for what is for me. And in simple language, we can say, selfless service with the bhava, with the intention of service. And we call it neki kar kueं mein dal. Whatever you do, leave it behind. And it must be for the beneficiary of whole universe, not just for us. And we should do it with best of our effort, with calm mind, buddhi yoga, with love and compassion. And do our best and let it go. This is how we convert our karma into karma yoga, into dharma, karma dharma. As I mentioned before, I have the tag of this karma dharma. And the selfless service is the key, where Vivekananda says, are you unselfish? If you are, you will be perfect without reading a single spiritual or religious book. See how much focus, how much emphasis Vivekananda gave on the selfless service. So he says, without reading a single spiritual book or religious book, and without going to a single church or temple, if we can do the seva, service with seva bhav, and I know so many people, so many of my friends, some of them are even sitting in here with us, that they do so much seva without even getting any recognition. So today's session is based on 3 verses. Very first verse where Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, when Arjuna is confused, he's not listening, and Lord Krishna tells him, get out of this confusion. And in a beautiful way, he tells him, Nistre guno bhava Arjuna. Why? Because these gunas, which we are made with, whole universe is made with these gunas, this prakriti is made with these gunas. Tamsik, Rajsik, Sattvic. Go beyond that. Free yourself from your limitations. And then other 2 verses, he says that prakṛiteḥ kriyamāṇāni guṇaiḥ karmāṇi sarvaśhaḥ ahankāra-vimūḍhātmā kartāham iti manyate. Here he tells him, and he gives a clear indication, clear differentiation, who is ignorant, who is the ahankāra-vimūḍhātmā, who thinks I am the doer. He says all kinds of action are done by energy and power of nature, which means 3 modes of gunas, because prakriti is made with 3 gunas. However, due to delusion, due to confusion of ignorance and egoism, one thinks I am the doer. So let's all think about ourselves. We are made with 3 gunas, which force us to do the action, because the question is, what makes you to act? Our gunas makes us to act. Whatever pravarti, whatever swabhava we have, knowingly or unknowingly, we will go back. When we might be practicing all the good behavior. By the way, these 3 gunas, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Tamasic when we are ignorant. Rajasic when we do the action with ego, I-ness and my-ness. And sattvic when we are totally working from calm mind, equanimity, like a sadhu, following the path of Satya, simplicity, calmness. Then we are in the behavior of sattvic, But many times we do the action, and in back of our mind, we have that I am the one who is doing it. And sometimes when we are really upset, at that time, our mind is so cluttered, like it says in verse chapter 2, 62 and 63, buddhi nasho pranshati. Our buddhi is covered at that time. We are angry, we are upset, we say things which we're not supposed to do. Sometimes we do things that we're not supposed to do, like not to get angry, not to get upset. But sometimes certain things automatically come. And this is where all these practices are, to reduce that automatic reaction in our self, because we are made with these gunas, and this is the play of gunas. This is a very powerful action of gunas. It takes us back to our gunas. So we have to recognize that who we are, what are our gunas, because we live in the body consciousness at that time. Our mind is overpowered, and we are thinking, I'm the doer. But at the same time, when we are at the sattvic level, we always say, this is blessing of God, not me. I am not the doer, because we are in the supreme consciousness. And we recognize that I am not here because my body is given to me by my parents. This wisdom is given to me by Guru, by Gita, Gopal. So Gita, Guru, Gopal, or Guru, Gita, Gopal. It's all the wisdom comes to me from the blessing of all. So we have to be very careful. Why we have to be very careful here? That sometime we have noticed, and it is very typical in India's culture. People say, whatever is happening, it's God's will. Why do I have to bother? जो कुछ होता है ऊपर वाला करता है. And on that philosophy of this, many people just go with the flow of life without putting any extra effort. Because whatever is happening, God is doing it, let it be. If people are misbehaving, people are killing other people, people are corruption, and people are misusing other people and creating all kind of disturbance in the society, then they say, well, this is an act of God. Let it be. So we have to be very careful not to use that let it be there, because that could cause the laziness. Because to me, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then I am lazy. That's what Lord Krishna says. That karmāṇi, but he says, don't be lazy. You do your best, but let it go. Let go your results of the action, but not your action. In other words, we must perform our duty. Nowadays, I listen to a lot of saints, and they say and they're changing this philosophy in India. And they're saying, Shastra are on their own place. Scriptures have their own place. They guide us. But weapons, Shastra and Shastra, weapons, we have to take the weapons. And weapons does not mean that we should go and kill others. Weapons means we should perform our action to become a mentor. Try to remove the corruption. And that's what we talked about in the previous session. So we have to be very careful to not to cross the fine line and not be lazy, because whatever God does, let it be. I should just sit and watch. No, I have to do my action with the concept of I am not the doer. Guru Gita Gopal, the blessing of all, like I am speaking here, because I'm using I here. I am speaking here. See, did you hear me saying it? But I am not mentioning here I, this I of this small Satya mind, body. I'm speaking of the bigger I, which is made with Guru Gita Gopal. The body is given with the parents and supreme power. Wisdom is coming from Gita. I am just delivering it with the blessing of Guruji and with the all of you being here by supreme power, Gita Gopal. So how to transcend, how to be successful in life, how to self-transform ourselves by performing our action. Here Lord Krishna says, mayi sarvāṇi karmāṇi, sannyasyādhyātma-chetasā, nirāśhīr nirmamo bhūtvā, yudhyasva vigata-jvaraḥ. He says, be aware, witness, analyze your action. In other words, live in awareness. I have put it here, lower self. When we are in the lower state of mind, when we are in our tamasic behavior, what happens and how it happens? Because we have too many worldly desires, too much upsetness if desires are not fulfilled. Because I want it. This is I-ness. This is my ego, because this is for me. And then this is mine. This is where the Arjuna said, I cannot perform my duty because my family members, my grandparents, my siblings may get killed and I will incur the sin. So this is where Lord Krishna is mentioning our ego, our I-ness, our minus. And in our daily life, when we are engrossed with that, overtaken with that, then what happens? We are bombarded with many diseases, our mental, emotional diseases, our physical diseases, our hatred, confusion, and lose the sleep at night. So Lord Krishna here explains that live in the awareness. Do every action like you are offering every action to me. Work for my sake. Ye tu sarvāṇi karmāṇi mayi sannyasyā matpara anyanev yogen mam dhyayantu paste. This is in chapter 2, verse 6, which says also that offer everything to me. This verse and that verse is so similar, but here is the one word which is differentiate from that verse is yudhyasva vigata-jvaraḥ. Stand up, perform your duty, get up again, he says, and fight the battle of life. Battle, this is your fight. This is the battle of your life, Kurukshetra. You are Kshatriya. So whatever you do, offer to me. Don't worry about it. But make sure you are always focusing on me, because I'm your charioteer. I'm leading your chariot here. You have given me the reign of your life to me. Therefore, just have a full faith in me. I will guide you. The only thing what you have to do this action without your ego, that you are doing it for yourself and you are concerned about your family members. So remove your I-ness and minus, your tamasic behavior. You are ignorant right now. You are not understanding. You are totally in darkness, which is you are in the tamasic behavior right now. And get out of this attachment minus which is your rasic behavior, that I am the doer and these are my relatives. So get out of this I-ness and minus, tamasic nature behavior and rasic behavior. Even if you come to the rasic behavior, because you are a Kshatriya, you are made with rasic behavior. But since I am holding the rein of your chariot right now, focus on me. Offer every action, every desire of winning or losing to me. And be a karma yogi. And good example here is like a cashier in the bank. She deals with the cash whole day, but end of the day, nothing belongs to her. All belong to the bank and the customers. She's just delivering, doing her job. Similarly, whatever action we do, we should become like a cashier. We are doing it for moving the cycle of this nature, prakriti, which we have learned previously. We have to contribute in this nature through our action, through our bhava. But our desires have to be whatever they are for the benefit of all, sarva-bhūta-rata. Then we can gradually, little by little, remove our I-ness and minus and deal with the everyday challenges, because we live in every day in a Kurukshetra of our life. It is Kurukshetra is within us. That's what Swami Chidananji said. We have to learn how to make this Kurukshetra into Dharma Kshetra. So we have to get up and fight the battle of our life with courage, with love and compassion, live with awareness, analyze it, whether it is coming from my tamasic behavior, rasic behavior, and then perform our action righteously, like a karma yoga. So what is the process when we do the karma yoga, when we do the meditation? How do we transform ourselves? What happens? How do we attain eternal happiness? By aligning our action with our true nature, Satchit Ananda. So this is what happens. This is I'm looking at it. This is the process. But whenever I am upset, this is what happens to me. My ego, my lion comes out. My poisonousness from snakes. All these things you see, all this animal behavior overtakes. And forget that I am Satchit Ananda. I'm overtaken with my ego and my attachment. But at the same time, when I start using my mantra, Om mantra, it calms me down. And little by little, see, this is now becoming less. It's not as dark as this one. Now a little bit less. Now you go to next year by continuously practicing it. Om is taking over by Om mantra, and all this negativity, all these animal qualities, Kam, Krodh, Lo, Mankar, all these 5+2 enemies are dissolving little by little. And so see, this beautiful higher conscious person comes out from a small I, small Satya, then feeling calm, feeling united. So this process of awareness, analyzing, and then action. Here I take the action, maybe get involved with the seva. Seva does not mean I have to go to temple. I can do that action at home, but with the seva bhav. And then my ignorance and my I-ness, minus gets minimized. And then I am calm. I'm more equanimous and hoping to become totally beyond this. So this does not happen. This happened momentarily to all of us. We get to this state. However, with the maya, with this power of gunas, with the circumstances, goes back here. But the beauty of that, by practicing Gitas, by mantras, this process goes, expedites it. It does not stay like a slow. So the time of upsetness to the time of calmness becomes less and less. And then start feeling happy, anandam, peaceful again, and start feeling my true self. And purpose of my life is not that I should be here. I should especially jump here, from here to here. That's the purpose of our life. So we should focus on that. So here comes the homework. Ask ourselves, ask yourself, do the self-inquiry, swadhyaya-abhyasam. Am I the doer? Do I live in ignorance, or am I wise? What is my nature? What is my aptitude at that time? Am I behaving like tamasic person? Am I behaving like a rajasic person with ego? I am the one. I am attached to these results. Or I am calm at sattvic level. That's why it recommends that anytime we do some action, or even go to meeting, or having a discussion, we should always do our nadi shuddhi, which I explained last time in our self-healing session, with how to breathe correctly, or focus on the breath for 3 minutes. So it calms us down. And if we can do with our mantra, so then it brings us to the calmness, sattvic level. So we should watch ourselves and transcend from this tamasic and rajasic behavior and go to the sattvic, and then hopefully by practicing go to beyond our limitations, which is called gunati. So again, the question comes, specific question comes, am I being selfish? Am I very egoistic right now? False ghamand jise kehte hain Hindi mein. Am I with the I-ness and my-ness? Am I stressed out? And as I said, with the stressed, when we feel stressed out, we should go to focus on breathing, some mantra, and then let it go. So know your appetite, aptitude, your gunas, at what state you are, and perform your work, karma, accordingly, where it says, recognize if I'm Kshatriya, if I'm introverted, if I'm extroverted, whatever my karma comes from my soul, from my heart, then I can attain the higher self with that particular guna. Like Arjuna, he was Kshatriya. Lord Krishna did not allow him to go to Himalayas and do the meditation and just focus on I am Brahmasmi. He says, no, you are Kshatriya. Your karma is to go and protect the society and establish the righteousness. So that's what it means right here. Perform your work action according to wherever you are, whether you are home, whether you are in the office, where you are in the society, whether you are in the temple. You can perform your action, convert every action in the karma yoga. Then you will be more successful in that action, and you will experience your inner being, your eternal happiness and peace and purpose of life you will attain. You will experience that who you are. So the action for is, do all of your action and offer to God as prasad, like as he said, yat karoshi yad asnasi, yad hosi dadasi yat. Yat tapasvi konte tat kurushu madarpanam. Arjuna, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, as oblation, havan kun ki tarah, like a sacred fire, just offer everything to that. Whatever charity we give, whatever we practices we do, whatever we do, just offer to Lord Krishna. he re-emphasizes it that. And then do our best and let go. Like at the very last verse, he says, Sarva dharman paritajyam, mamekam sharanam braj, aham tvam sarpapebhyo, mokshashyami ma shucha. So abandon all your attachment, duties, and totally surrender to me. I will liberate you from all sins, all worries. So we should act with love. As Satya Sai Baba says, love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. So here comes the practice. Self-discipline and practice, 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 and eventually we are transformed from jiva-atma and become the dharmatma. And from dharmatma we become mahatma. And eventually we merge with Paramatma, Param Dham, which in Gita it says. So our body and mind is all connected with our soul. And then we gradually we are eliminating our 5+2 enemies. And from tamsic, rajasic, sattvic, we become guṇatīt. And through this karma yoga, which we are talking about it, and then with love and compassion is the bhakti yoga, and do it with wisdom, which comes the jnana yoga, and finally surrender, surrender, surrender. But all this requires a lot of practice, 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 and experience the ultimate union with God and realize who we are. So this is a summary of Bhagavad Gita, but we practice every morning. How we start our day? We start our day with Om mantra in the morning, or whatever motivates you. Just take one message or one verse from Bhagavad Gita, or one word, even adveshta sarva bhūtānām. Whatever the need of our day is, we should start with that affirmation, with that point. And then, of course, yoga exercises, pranayam, meditation. It is called 20-20-20. We used to have program on 60, that called 60-minute program in old days. They still have it, but this is how it comes from. And during the day, we should practice whatever we have set the goal in the morning, that whatever practices I need to improve my behavior, because Gita makes us a better and better human being every day. So with this self-transformation, take one particular point which makes me a better human being. And then in the evening, evaluate. And then thank you, God, end of the day, for taking me through this day with your blessing, with your grace, with your courage, with faith. And then meditate and evaluate the day activity, but do not pound yourself if we have gone one step back, because by living in this awareness, we are 2 steps ahead. So continue with these practices, and our sankalpa is now, I know my aptitude, I know my swabhava, and with that action, with that particular swabhava, whatever I have, whatever my qualities are, with that particular quality, I will do my karma, and by little, with sankalpa, I will experience eternal happiness. I will be healthy and peaceful, and eventually experience who I am, Satchit Ananda. But have a patience, because this self-transformation is not an activity. If you continue to practice, then it will start happening. Right now we are practicing, we are doing it, but eventually it becomes a part of us and we start doing it. Automatically it will start happening. So thank you very much. Know yourself and work accordingly based on your qualities, and attain success in your life, and be happy, healthy, and peaceful, and live in Satchit Ananda consciousness. This is how we will attain freedom from pains and miseries. So thank you very much for attending.